Hello everyone. The topic of today's lecture is the time value of money. In fact, the time value of money is evident everywhere in our daily lives. To give you a more intuitive understanding of what it means, let's start with two examples. Example 1. Should you buy something today? Or save your money and buy it later? Different actions led to different outcomes. For instance, suppose you have 2,500 yuan. And you want to purchase a refrigerator that costs 2,500 yuan. If you buy it immediately, you won't have any money left. However, if you invest the 2,500 yuan at a 6% interest rate, after 1 year, you can buy the refrigerator and still have a surplus of 150 yuan. Assuming the price of the refrigerator remains unchanged. But if the price of the refrigerator increases by 7% annually due to inflation, then you won't be able to afford it after 1 year. Therefore, you can only postpone your purchase if your investment return rate is higher than the inflation rate. Example 2. Suppose someone borrowed 10,000 yuan from you a year ago. Would you prefer them to repay you now? Or in 1 year or even longer? Obviously, most people would prefer immediate repayment. Firstly, there's the concern of risk. The longer the debt is owed, the greater the risk of default. Secondly, inflation leads to rising prices and currency depreciation. However, even if we set aside the risks of default and inflation, people still prefer to receive repayment now because they can immediately invest the money elsewhere and earn a return. If the repayment is delayed for a year or longer, they sacrifice the investment returns for that period. Therefore, the value of 10,000 yuan in 1 year's time is lower than its current value. This phenomenon of money appreciation is an attribute of the time value of money. Let's look at the definition of the time value of money. It refers to the profit generated by a certain amount of money as social capital in the fields of production and circulation. After a period of time, the time value of money is not created by the money itself, but by social labor. For example, if you have 10,000 yuan now, and it earns simple interest at a rate of 2%, it will grow to 10,200 yuan in 1 year. The extra 200 yuan represents the time value of the 10,000 yuan. The time value of money can be understood from two perspectives. First, as time passes, the value of money increases due to investment and reinvestment. Let's ponder this. If you have a certain amount of money and keep it in a safe at home, will it appreciate over time? Second, once money is invested, it cannot be used for immediate consumption. From the consumer's perspective, the time value of money reflects the necessary compensation for the loss of giving up immediate consumption. There are two important points to note regarding the time value of money. First, time value is generated in the fields of production and circulation, but not in consumption. Second, time value arises from the movement of money. Stagnant money do not generate time value. The time value of money refers to the fact that the value of money changes over time, serving as a function of time. As time progresses, the value increases, and the additional value represents the time value of the original money. Money appreciates during its movement. Here, Time refers to the duration of money's movement. If money are accumulated without being put into motion, no matter how long the period, they will not generate time value. The main factors that affect the time value of money are: first, the duration of money usage. When the rate of money appreciation per unit of time is constant, the longer the money is used, the greater its time value becomes. Conversely, the shorter the usage time, the smaller its time value. Second, the amount of money. With other conditions remaining unchanged, the larger the amount of money, the greater their time value. Conversely, the smaller the time value. Third, the characteristics of money investment and recovery. With a fixed total amount of money, the more money invested in the early stages, the greater the negative benefit of the money. Conversely, the more money invested in the later stages, the smaller the negative benefit. When the amount of money recovery is fixed, the closer to the present time the money are recovered, the greater their time value. Conversely, the farther away from the present time the money are recovered, the smaller their time value. The negative benefit of money mentioned here refers to various detrimental effects on the money, high upfront investment of funds, and the project has just begun, which carry more unknown factors, and thus greater negative benefits. As the project progresses, detrimental effects decrease, and so do the negative benefits. Fourth, the speed of money turnover. The faster the money turnover, the greater the time value of an equivalent amount of money within a certain period. Conversely, the smaller the time value. That's all for this video. Thank you everyone.